Sick. All right. Coming at you live from two guys in the shed. Have dim lights. It's awesome. But it's cool. We're going to try it out, see how it goes. Do some stuff that we might not be comfortable with just to get it going. The most cringiest part is doing the first one. Every time after that, it gets better and better and better. It's cool. So it'll be fun. What do you feel?
Pause and do like an introduction.
No, I think you do. We can do that in a separate thing, right? Like
we can always
keep the flow right now. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So here we are today. It's our first podcast. We had an idea last night to, let's do it. We've been talking about it for a year. Let's do a podcast. Cody was like, let's just do it. So
right.
Kind of the topic of today we're going to go over is just, don't procrastinate. Don't be scared to try new things. Just execute.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lamp without a shade on. And that's our lighting right now. And I think it's not even half bad. I mean, that's the thing. Just take away what we can just to get it going. So, first one on getting started. I think we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you think? Were there some stuff
kind of nervous, Yeah. Don't know what to talk about, but we're just going to be authentic.
You been watching any cool videos lately?
I'm really big in AI. Kind of watching on different AI prompts. AI. We're not going to deep dive into that topic today. That's we can make 10 videos about that.
Yeah.
AI is definitely up and coming, and if you're not keeping up with it, you're getting left behind. That's what I've been watching a lot lately. I actually, on this topic of just doing things, I'm reading the book called The 5-Second Rule from Mel Robbins, where you just count down from 5 and just do it. Whatever you're thinking about doing, you just count down from 5 and just do it.
Yeah.
You're scared to do something, 1 and just do it.
Yeah, that sounds similar to the research I was doing on AI about like helping me analyze stress. It was saying you need to put it out there in the world, like feeling stress, identify where you feel it, and like what is causing it, and then also like how fast can you get to like doing the thing that's causing it. Like what's the first action you can do, even though like the reason you might be feeling it is because it feels like this large burden. It says to kind of chip at it. Like what can you do now? What can you even just be like, okay, for the next 5 minutes I'm gonna do something allocated to this cause, and then typically you'll snowball into just spending more time on it because you'll have that momentum. But knowing that like that book would be good for me too, because it seems to correlate pretty well.
Yeah, the hardest part is starting. The topic of today is just you don't know what to expect. Just start, and once you get going and get some momentum, you learn as you go. You figure it out. Figure it out is kind of my phrase. I hope to write a book one. I'll figure it out. We'll get into that topic later. But,
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Just get started, and that's the hardest part. Once you get your momentum, roll with the punches and go and learn from your mistakes. Execute. The most successful people in the world are the people that make the most decisions.
Right. Yeah. Making most decisions, and also find the right people. I hear finding the right people is pretty huge. People that can do stuff better than you can do, and then kind of just getting out their way. Like, get the right people, get out their way, and then let them execute. It's pretty cool. I learned that yesterday, I think, in a few videos. But a lot of the AI stuff is cool about the way you have to train it to answer questions. I don't know. It's a whole thing we can really dive into. And there's so many different ones. But on service level, I've seen both sides of it, where a lot of people don't know how to feel about it. Some people are like, "Oh man, it's like fun. Like it's more like." I think that's how a lot of stuff start off. It's like kind of just to be enjoyed in whatever form you see fit that makes you either funny, happy, like any positive feedback from it. So a lot of people I see are making posts on Facebook showing like a certain character of themselves, developing like a personality frame to show like, oh, this is me at a desk with all my cats or something. Well, I don't know, something like that. But it's more than that, and I think people are going to start realizing this. You can also look at it as like, oh, if I don't learn this, I get behind in whatever industry I'm in. It could be like the new tool, like you go from a hammer to like a nail gun. And it's like, oh man, if I don't learn how to use a nail gun, I can get so good with a hammer. Eventually you might get beat out. Probably will, but for AI, it kind of seems like it could be in that direction. You could execute the mundane tasks pretty quick and stay focused on the critical thinking tasks that you kind of need to stay in the zone for. If you get pulled out to do like organization or like a Excel sheet and get pulled from the core principle of what you're really trying to build. So it's cool to have AI keep you on focus and stuff like that. But the other side, the third perspective that I know of is people who are saying like AI is really bad. I think that's any new tech, like new thing that comes out. It's like people are saying, man, this is like this is the end or something. And they're like, well, not to that extent, but like some people are saying like, oh, the AI facilities that are being built are putting like bad water out there. They're not cleaning the water right, so it's like polluting the community where the server plants are and stuff like that. Which I mean, big corporations have bad connotations a lot of the time, and because honestly, who can say yes or no? It's probably easier for them to cover stuff up, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to say who's not doing that, but like at what point do you just say like what? I guess everyone has a big deal to die on. Like I think taking advantage of it now probably makes sense. I think you can argue it whichever way makes sense for you, but I think right now it makes sense to experiment. Just just play with it, figure out how it works. So right now AI is really exciting, at least exciting, at most profitable. I think.
Right. I mean, it's gonna be here in the future for the rest of our lives.
I think so.
If you're not getting on it now, you're getting left behind. Matter your opinions on the whole AI matter. It's here and it's here to stay. So don't be scared, about the negative effects or not know how to use it. Just hop on and start talking, start making funny things or using it for things in your lives, or just ask me a question, have a conversation with it. It's not going anywhere. And if you're not getting up with it now, if you're not executing, just starting,
Yeah,
you're gonna get left behind, and people are gonna.
I think it can fall into some traps too. Where I was listening yesterday about how you can fall into what's called like it's the wheelchair theory. If you use AI to help you get through um, like self growth, like mental growth and stuff like that, then you could end up putting yourself in essentially like a psychological wheelchair. Where, for example, if you sit in a wheelchair long enough, even though your legs work, eventually you're going to need the wheelchair. Your legs will deteriorate over time. I think it's the same thing. AI could be that in some aspects, where you use it for all the tasks you don't deal with that you might need to, or it helps you flex your brain to continue growing, and it can make you weaker in that aspect. So that's one thing that I heard about yesterday. But also in the same video, they discussed how to treat it as like a spotter at the gym. Like you have your best tool to help you, so you can use it to quiz you, give you feedback on the information you know. Like, don't be scared to ask it. Challenge me as if you're a boss who doesn't like me and you don't think I know this information. Like, ask me these questions, or like, ask me as if like you're my high school teacher, and quiz me as if I have a test tomorrow. And so you can go through different topics and like help it you be better at everything. Really, it's pretty cool. So it's a double-edged sword, but I think if you're careful with it, just know what you're doing when you do it. It'll help the most. It seems like, but for us, I think it's pretty cool. I think we kind of get that on all the levels. So I know sometimes I feel a little weird about using it when I'm like, let me think about this before I ask it or something like that. Like, let me get a preliminary idea of what's happening sometimes. So that's that's something I tried.
Yeah, but
But
that goes back to our point. Don't be scared to just jump in and wait for the perfect time to do it. Just jump in and start asking questions. I mean, AI itself can teach you how to use it. So if you don't know how to use it, just get on AI and say, hey, how do I best use it? What's the best way to use AI? Ask me the right questions.
yeah,
Just have a conversation with it like it's your coach or teacher.
have you ever had it like help you with anything in day to day life? Like, I know it's great for business and stuff. I use it all the time for that. But like, for example, the other day, it helped me fix my truck. Like more than like I spent time researching it before I knew how to work AI. And I was like, man, I can't figure out this problem in my truck. Basically, it wouldn't start when it's cold. I was like, what the heck? What is it? But it remote start from my phone. So I was like, man, I don't understand what's going on with that. So 2 weeks ago, I talked to AI about it, and AI was like, oh, you need to switch out this antenna ring that goes around your key, where you put the key in your ignition cluster, essentially. And they were like, order this on eBay. this is the easiest first fix to do. And then I was like, okay, I'll try it out, and it ended up working.
Nice.
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I haven't used it for anything mechanical like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is cool that you brought that up, because a lot more people are using AI as they're searching. They're getting away from just Google searches, and you just go straight to AI, and you get answers faster and a lot more information. So that people are getting away from that. But as far as my use, other than business, I've actually had it help me write diets. I've uploaded documents from my doctor saying these are things that I'm food sensitive to, or this is my my blood work, and this is what my body's like. Can you help me write a diet?
Yeah.
And it can go to make a generic diet, say only eat these foods, to all the way down to sending you a grocery list, telling you exactly what to buy.
That's so cool. What
So I've used that a lot as far as dieting. Or, still on the food topic, I've used it. Say, hey, I've got eggs, milk, and some potatoes at my house. What can I make out of that? And they'd be like, here's some recipes with those 3 ingredients. So dieting is cool. I've actually used it as like a life coach too. Like, hey, I'm struggling with making decisions on this, based on what you know about me.
Yeah.
Can you help me make this decision?
Did you do the thing
tell
where
me what you think I am that I wouldn't know about myself?
Yeah. Did you do the thing before where you were like, hey, ask me a questionnaire so you better understand who I am?
Yep.
Like that?
Yeah, I did that. I've gone on there. I started off, actually, I was like, hey, tell me everything you know about me already. Without asking me. I was like, what do you know about? Because I just wanted to know like, how much you'd been following me. Like, well, what do you know about me? And they told me everything. Like, I know your name, your business, your dating, stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, well, I want you to get to know me better. So ask me 100 questions that I can answer back to you, so that you know the most about me.
Yeah.
And I answer them all back, and that was huge, because now it knows me more.
Right.
It can help me better. So a lot of times when I'm making posts or anything, I can just be like, hey, based on what you know about me already, it's all about the prompt.
Right.
Like, hey, based on what you know about me, act like me, and write this Facebook. And every time you use it, it gets better and better. So again, back to like just doing it. Don't be afraid to just hop on, make mistakes or whatnot. Because every time you're using it, learning more, it's going to better help you in the future.
Right.
Give it as much information as possible, and you learn. And tell it when it's wrong too. Like, hey, I didn't like that answer. I would prefer the answer to be like this.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I spent that time setting up I want to say Gemini, the Chat GPT, but I have to transfer to Gemini. I went to Google Workspace, so I'm going to be re-educating a whole new AI and do a transfer to get all my data back over to that side. But I did kind of what you're saying. It's pretty cool.
So cool thing about that, better it is. As you're transferring from ChatGPT to Gemini, tell it, hey, ChatGPT, I'm transferring over to another AI software.
Really?
Can you provide me a document with as much information as possible that I can upload to my other AI so it knows everything that you know about?
Man, yeah, there's always something I'm learning. It's like,
just tell it, hey, help me transfer. Like, just export it right now.
It's like, how should I transfer? Just ask. Yeah, just ask. Just 90% not. Just ask. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, figure it out.
We're gonna have to get a Nike sponsor on saying just do it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change it up just a little bit, figure it out, and let them know if they're in tax.
I'm glad you said figure it out. That's my thing.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start. My things make. Yeah, I try to make things make sense. Yeah.
Good life motto. Just do it and just figure it out.
Your diet, did it help you? Did you change anything once you had to critique yours? Was there any surprising changes?
So that goes back to that we need to, just execute. It gave me a lot of information. I made some minor changes, but I didn't do everything.
Well, I know you probably already had something. Like you weren't just free willy, or like you've been pretty strict on a lot of stuff for years. Yeah. So I was curious, like, I need to do overnight oats. That'll save me time, or whatever.
Right. The one big thing I think I took from it is it actually said I'm pretty food sensitive in most dairy products. Okay. So like I changed my protein powder from a whey to a vegan option.
Really?
So that makes it. I used to eat a lot of eggs and drink milk. Kind of stopped doing that to see if that makes a difference. It's hard to really know if it made a difference or not. Making so many changes in other areas too. It's like, how do you know which one actually works? But again, just execute.
Right.
All of them are going to add up, and you're going to feel better. No matter which one actually made the difference. keep making changes.
I assume it makes the most difference, like that I would see, to go lower on the dairy when you have to sleep all night. Maybe helps you sleep
I haven't
overnight.
noticed there a difference there because I intermittent fast and every after
That's
7
true.
anyway.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
by the time I'm in bed, everything's kind of out of my system. I don't have an issue with sleep. Pretty proud of my sleeping abilities. It's always great.
Man, yeah. What about liquids? Because I have an issue of waking up at night 3 times to go pee. Like, do you also cut liquids at a certain time as well?
I try to,
Even if it's just water?
but with 75 hard, I'm doing again right now. I drink a gallon a day, so if I don't finish my water by the end of the day, I got to chug it.
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the night. Again, I sleep so well, I don't even fully wake up. Get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. It's
You're like lucid states.
Yeah, it's like, sleepwalking, go to the bathroom, come back, and I'm straight back to sleep. I've heard of some people having issues. They go to the bathroom, go back to sleep. I feel like I didn't even wake up.
Man, that's so
cool. I don't really worry too much about the bed.
Yeah.
I can sleepwalk the toilet. Actually, I sit down on the toilet in the middle of the night just to like kind of stay sleeping while I'm urinating, and then get back in bed, and I'm still out.
It's not that bad of an idea, honestly. What about recently with your health kick? You also, I won't say you did the running event. I'm not sure how far you went. I was curious. Did you do the 5K or did you?
So the running story with me is kind of cool. My brother reached out, say 6 months ago, and said that he was going to start running. Brother hasn't been the most in shape, health conscious guy. So when he said he was going to start running, I'm like, I can't have my little brother, getting better at me doing something. So I'm going to have to run too.
And he told you to your fitness.
Yeah, he told me, so it was kind of accountability to me, and I said it back to him. So it's accountability between each other.
Yeah.
That he was going to start running, so I kind of started running. So I signed up for a couple of running events, and just do it. Just execute.
That was just 6 months ago.
I signed up. Yeah. I'm just going to sign up for an event. I got no choice. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Run it. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then my first race 2 weeks ago was a 10K. So that's actually the first race was a quarter marathon, which is 6.55 miles.
Yeah.
And I've never run more than 3 miles since high school.
Yeah.
So I just signed up, get out there, and had no choice but to finish the race. And I signed up. And I just put it in my head like, I'm going to run this.
Really? Holy cow!
Yeah. I'd never done it before.
Oh, that's neat.
It was actually very feeling, just getting there and just doing it.
Yeah.
Finished the whole race without.
How long? Do you know how long it's been? Because I'm curious.
The quarter marathon, 5 miles, took an hour and 9 minutes.
Okay.
My goal was an hour 15, so I even beat my goal.
Wow.
First time ever doing it. And then just this past weekend, I did another one. Was a 10K, which is 6 point, almost the same distance. And, even with the shin splint that I had this past weekend, I beat my previous time that I just did 2 weeks ago. So it's proven, just get out there and do it, even if it hurts. And it was 28 degrees outside, so I had to kind of be prepared for cold running. The feeling was amazing. Not the 24, 36 hours after, my legs were like jello.
Well, I hear that a lot too. You don't do the walking.
It's great. You got to do a lot of walking before and after. Your legs kind of hot. And
well, I was wondering about the time, how long it took, because even though you never ran that distance, I'm curious, were you you do a lot of walking before, and I was curious, are you in an elevated state of cardiovascular training, whether it be I don't know the ranges of the description, but were you at least elevated to a degree for that amount of time doing anything else? For an hour and a half, have you walked?
That time, yes. I've walked for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So timing wise, yes, but my walking, my heart rate's around 110.
Right.
When I'm running, my heart rate's 160. So I don't have a lot of cardiovascular training at 160.
Yeah.
And other than, I've been in the gym a lot too. So if you go do a gym session for an hour, and my heart rate stays around 130, 140 in the gym. So I've got that kind of cardiovascular.
That's true.
Like I said, even though I haven't run that long, I have done cardio.
But it's cool to know your body could you could at least do this for this amount of time.
It could do way more
whatever
than you can think
from there. Yeah.
Everybody's more than you think. You have some mental limits, and once you get past those, you can 2 mental limits you have to get past before you even get to your physical limits.
Yeah.
That goes to David Goggins. We talk a lot about.
Yeah. I love his book. Can't Hurt Me was a good one. Trying to get more people. But health's going well. AI's going good. I'm excited for that, and we're excited for new season for our business, getting everything ramped up.
Yeah, we're just a couple weeks away from
I know.
lawn season. You know, everything's cold and dead right now, but before you know it, in a couple weeks, it's gonna be green and growing and full speed ahead again. We got to make sure we utilize our time wisely.
Yeah, and I was saying it's kind of funny how like right before Christmas, like during December, you actually drop off, and it actually wasn't that cold. But it's funny how like you have that mind frame around the holidays where it's like everything's just like I think it's appropriate. I think it's healthy, but like everything's just family. Even though like weeds are growing or whatever, like we're gonna focus on these things at this time. And then whenever January came around, it ended up getting colder. We had cold fronts, but at the same time, we were getting calls for landscape. I just thought it was funny how like it didn't really matter. It's funny how like sometimes it doesn't matter the weather; it's outweighed by the timing. It's pretty cool to see how some of those events played out. So,
Right. Yeah, a lot of people think that the cold weather in Louisiana is around the holidays, but actually the coldest time is end of January, February.
yeah, yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, we're getting ready for the season. Speaking of that, I was like, man, I keep getting sidetracked by like thinking about like toys I could buy for the business as an excuse by putting it under the business. So last night I was like having fun looking up Jay Leno's garage. He was reviewing the new Slate truck that Bezos and some other people were backing. Um, but it's kind of a cool idea for like a business to have a little small modular vehicle that can store stuff in the outside bed. And I was like, man, it'd be cool to have that for like my monthly meetings. I could be on electric because it's electric to be able to bypass the I call it the cafe laws and all the restrictions for like small combustible engine manufacturing that meet like a EPA requirement for emissions. I could explain that a little better, but it's like you have to go to electric to be able to price something as low as under 25,000 and have like a small tool. They don't really manufacture ice small in America at least because of all this restriction. But anyway, I thought it would be kind of cool to have some.
Yeah, I hadn't dug into the slate trucks much already, but
It's kind of
they look like a
Yeah, like everything's modular. You can take the slate banner on the front of the grill, and they have pre-made screws for it. They're like the truck's intended to be whatever you want. It comes primed. It's not painted or anything, so it's like primed and ready for buying. Like it's intended to be like a business owner's truck, which is not cool because they're taking advantage of my weakness in my mind. I don't need it, and I need to focus on that. But
don't need it.
it's they're doing well with the enticements. So, but it's. I mean, I don't want to tell you to look at it. You might like, but it's cool to look at.
Yeah, I don't want to dig.
I like the
I can't
idea.
afford it.
Yeah,
I like going to look.
Yeah.
When it comes to small vehicles, that's I got my smart car. That's
Yeah.
the best market. You know, just having something not just necessarily small but unique.
We were talking about that the other day, right? Market. Yeah. You're outpacing people that spend. I would say triple, but that's not even an over-exaggeration. It's like
10x.
It's 10x at least, yeah.
To buy that
car.
10x what it costs. I spent $4,000 on that car, and people are.
And you're noticing more return than what they.
You know, I'm seeing vehicles out there that are $100,000 designed specifically for marketing.
Yeah.
And my $4,000 little smart car.
It kind of goes back with like, oh, I think I understand some people that don't like the timing of weather. It kind of goes in hand with like, oh, the biggest thing will be the biggest billboard, so let me get the biggest vehicle.
Right.
And the opposites are not necessarily true, but sometimes can be true if it's understood that like it's the most enticing, appealing thing, which is like
and
the most
unique. Not only is it small, I mean, there's a lot of small cars out there like Fiats and the Volkswagen Bugs, but those don't stand out as much because there's a bunch of them. But there's not many smart cars on the road. So not only being small, but it's also unique. It's the smallest, and it's see many of them.
I was gonna say it is the smallest.
And then adding on the factor that I'm 6'2" and getting out of that car, they're like, wow, look at this 6'2" guy getting into the smallest car on the road.
And it's got some cool contrast colors, so it's easy to notice. It's even got texture.
The right wrap on it.
So the silhouettes look cool. And you can tow with it, so sometimes you see something on the back of the smallest car you've ever seen being hauled by it. So it's really cool for QC checks, I think.
Similar to the Slate. Wrap it right. Be a good move.
Yeah.
You justify it. I wouldn't get it just because you want it.
I used ChatGPT to evaluate it. I was like, how much money would I save versus electric and gas going this route? was like, oh, like you could save money in the long run, but like if I had to buy a second vehicle for the business, that probably would be what I'd buy. But I don't think I'm at that stage, and I think it's something to be excited about in a long term plan, like delayed gratification. But it's nice to have like it's hard to have a drive if you don't have a long term goal. But once you have that established, you really need to refine the short term goals and don't look at the horizon every time you're trying to do something. Just focus on what's in front of you and get there eventually. It's kind of like I'm sure running a race, you can't be like, "Where's the finish?" It's 6 miles away. Good luck seeing it. Yeah.
Right.
But you know it's there in your head. You can just focus on what's in front of you. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's great to have goals. It's great to have a vision board. We don't have a vision board. Everybody has a vision board.
Oh, that's true. I
You
never
have
did.
something to work towards. But again, too, like if you want to relate it to running a race, you can't just be focused on the finish line. You also got to focus on the journey. Be like, look, I'm running. I'm going to continue running for a while and just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
And knowing that you're going to have an accomplishment at the end of this.
Yeah.
The vision board on that is just completing. You can't be focused on, I got 1 mile left. I got a half mile left. Like, just have it in your mind, just keep running.
Yeah.
Keep enjoying it. Even when you're done, you're not done. You got to start training for the next one. Done. So
That's
it's more
true.
about enjoying the journey and always looking forward to completion.
Yeah.
There really is no end. The end is when you die. We're not going to get too much into all that. But
right.
Really, the end is when you die. If you set a goal and you reach it, then what?
Yeah.
You can't just have end. You got to have stepping stone.
Right.
Getting like trucks stepping stone, and then what's that after that? Another truck or fleet of slight trucks?
Yeah.
So, but it's great to have stepping stones to know what you're working for. You're just working every day, and you don't have an end goal. Like why are you there? You have no purpose to be there.
Yeah, and I can see that happen a lot. Physical, like when you want to work out and stuff, they're like, "Oh, just be better than what you were yesterday," and it's like that's cool. Like it makes me feel motivated when I go and I'm like, "Okay, what did I do? Like where was I at? Track my numbers. Let's try to improve a little bit." But without an end goal, like I think it still deserves to have an end goal because you're like, "Well, when does it end?" And then like if you just extrapolate it in your mind, you're like, "Okay, tomorrow I want to be better." But then tomorrow I have to be better, and then I have to keep doing that. Do I pace myself? Do I just keep pushing myself as hard as possible, or do I just burn out eventually? So it's like, well, what's my angle? Like, when do I feel content, or when should I like start reducing or maintain? What's my maintain phase? So I think I could see people getting daunted without having a vision board or an end goal as well.
Right.
Just focusing on what's now. So it seems like a healthy balance, and I think that's what this entire world's about. It's just finding balance between everything. It's never all this, all that. It's always typically someone, and it's cool to find. It's cool to play
good
around.
To have a balance. Good to have
nuances. Yeah. Current thing I'm trying to work is tell myself I need to do something, stick to it. And I heard one of the cool things that helps with that is think about like who I might idolize, and then think about what they would. And then that way, when I wake up in the morning, that's not what I do. But I think about, well, what would what would blah, blah, blah do right now? They probably get their butt up and freaking hit it and not even think about it and just push through it. You're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And then eventually, not say fake it till you make it, but like become the person you idolize to be or you see yourself being, and then eventually you become that just by reframing your mindset to that character. And then you're like, okay, that resonates with me for a reason, so that must be where I want to be. So the only thing stopping me is me. Like anybody can give me positive feedback externally. It wouldn't do much, but internally is where the real battles are fought and won. So
that's having that idol and having a vision for yourself helps you make it easier. Not use your discipline. Like, look, I'm getting up not because I feel like it, because if I don't get up today, I'm going to be fat forever. I'm not going to achieve my goals. So build that routine.
And the more you do it, right,
have that purpose to do it. But I mean, you look at any of these guys, David Goggins, Alex Mosey, whoever your idol is, they don't feel like doing it either.
Right,
they just built that, the routine. That they have their goals and their purpose that drives them to get up and go to the gym.
True. Yeah.
Discipline's an interesting word. Build the right habits and make it hard not to fail.
That's true. Yeah.
where they say things like, the 5-second rule, just count down 5 and just do it. That's the day. Just execute. Don't even think about it. Just execute. Or when you go into science of habits, like instead of saying, "Hey, I'm going to go for a run," that sounds daunting. Hey, I'm going to go run for 2 hours. Just start with a simple thing. Like again, just start. Just do something. Start as simple as like I'm going to put my running shoes on. Now your brain's triggering like, well, shoot, my running shoes are on now. I guess I'm going to run.
Yeah.
So don't extrapolate it in such a big thing like, oh, I'm going to run for 2 hours. I'm going to put on my running shoes. What's next after that? Make that first starting step so small that it's easy to start rather than thinking, oh, I'm going to put my shoes on. After that, you have started, you have momentum.
I think that's cool. Speaking of electric vehicles, how's the Tesla?
I love
it. You love Tesla? It's awesome.
I heard I stop at gas stations, charge home every morning with a full tank. The autopilot feature is so nice. The safety features are nice.
Yeah.
The car looks cool. It's fast. I still can't think of a better car.
I agree
for
with
what
that.
I enjoy in a car.
I know you don't have a Model Y, but isn't like people are saying the Model Y is like the best selling car in the last 3 to 5 years or something like that?
Yep.
Like over that entire time?
It doesn't have the speed and the sporty aspect that I look for in a car, but it does have the technology.
It probably suits the
electric and the charge. Yes. The reason I went for the S and the P100D was because I like speed.
Right. Yeah.
And the Y is fast compared to most people, but I just did the fastest.
Yeah.
P100D.
I mean, you'd have to have a sports car, an ICE sports car to beat the Model Y, I would assume.
Really?
Because even though you're saying it's not fast, you're just using relativity to the sports model, not anything out there.
Yeah, it's still faster than any gas car in the class. Any SUV or crossover, even V6 sports cars. The Model Y is faster.
Yeah, it's nuts. My biggest drawback is always infrastructure and range. So I guess that ties all into one thing. You're like, what is it? Is it like mileage fatigue or distance fatigue or something? Like
we could call it range anxiety.
Range anxiety is what it is. Yeah. So that's
that's the biggest concern with most people. So it kind of depends on your lifestyle. If you never leave the city and the town you live in, you should have no problems. And if you can charge at home, no. If you live in an apartment and you can't charge at home, and you have to travel an hour for work, it becomes a problem. But if you're charging at home, waking up every morning with a full battery, and you never drive more than 200 miles in a day, you can charge every night, and you're not gonna have any problems. Say that once a year you decide to go on a road trip away.
Yeah.
It's going to do it. There's plenty of charging stations around. Yeah, it takes 20 minutes to charge the car, but I justify the charging stops for travel because of the autopilot feature. So, like, I'm pretty much not driving for the entire 6 hours that I'm going to this other place. So who cares if I have to stop for 20 minutes to charge the car? I don't have to drive, so it's kind of give and take. Now instead of driving and having to focus on the road is so much, I can, think about other things and not be as focused on the road. And I don't know if you're supposed to say you play on your phone, but
you
play on your phone, you get away with a couple things. Have more unfocused time on the road.
Yeah, and even though
so if you give 20 minutes of sitting in a parking lot, you have to stop anyways for either gas or a normal car, or you're gonna stop for a bathroom break or grab a snack. Like, why not stop, charge the car, and continue on, let it drive you there.
And when you say like it does that for you, I think it also does a lot more than just that for you. Where it also tells you like, it tells you where to stop, how long to stop, and all this other stuff.
You don't have to worry about like trying to find the station.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
This is my end destination. Tell you where to stop, how long it's gonna take, how much battery, how much it's gonna cost. It tells you everything. Of course.
So it's almost
like again, back to our kind of topic of the day, like just do it, just get it, just execute and learn,
and let it do the monotonous stuff for you, and then focus on the big picture. But that's neat. And then even though you talked a decent amount about the range anxiety or the issues with having to charge and stuff, it's for long distance trips. It's only like less than 10% of the time you use it anyway. So it's like we spent a little time talking about it, but 90% of the time you're going to be in town. You're going to be doing that, and you're not even worried about that. Yeah.
So not worth making that.
It's not even that bad, but it's also better.
It's like you're only going to use it for fun. Yeah. Don't not get the car because one time a year.
Right.
Take a trip.
So I think it's really cool. My biggest thing was like, for instance, a slate truck. If I ever want to tow with it, then I know you have to consider range, droppage, and then my in-laws live in like Lafayette, Broussard, hour and a half away. So I have to think, okay, that's typically a 1 day trip. So I need to do that back and forth within 12 hours. So if we go out there for the holidays, how does that look? So maybe I just plug into a trickle charger at their house or something.
Right.
I don't know if
Just
that'd
figure
be
it out,
enough.
you
And
know.
we're there for 6 hours. It'll be fine on the way back. But I think it's all coming around. But I heard recently like Tesla was having like I guess my question would be how do you view Tesla from what's been happening with the past 2 to 3 years to now, like with Elon Musk. So I know he's trying to move the model of the self-drive to a membership system instead of like a buy once you have it forever system. I was curious what that would be like. Now I haven't looked into it. I'm just repeating what I hear from friends or people that have Tesla. So I was curious, do people who have it like lose it and then they get converted like forcefully, like they have to switch to the monthly, or do cars before a certain date get to keep it? Like kind of like emissions, like you don't need a catalytic converter if you're a '70s Mustang or something. So
yeah, so they're getting rid of the FSD full self-driving package, and only doing the monthly. And there's pros and cons to it, of course. For me, I would prefer the monthly because I don't keep the car for that many years. So if it's $100 a month, and I have the car for 2 years, that's $2,400. It costs driving. Well, that's way better than spending 10 or 15 grand to buy it outright, and then I don't keep it because I transfer the car, sell it, or sometimes they let you transfer. They're kind of back and forth, but they let you transfer it to a new car. But again, at $100 a month, how many years is that? You have to have it to justify the upfront, and then you think about cash flow too. Like,
right,
spend grand up front or just 100 a month, and hold on to your money.
right.
So I think at $100 a month right now they have it. So of course the price is going to go up.
Yeah, yeah.
You can start looking at again how you value your time and what 100 a month drive, how many hours a month. So what is it, $1 an hour to have it driving for you versus you having to now drive? So
Yeah.
your time.
And you're kind of locked in on that. Even like you're saying, the price will go up. And if I compare it to like a subscription service, like a media streaming service, you can just it's a low barrier to entry. So if you're like, oh, Netflix is too high, let me just switch to something else and kind of get the same stimulation. You can't do that with a car. Your barrier to entry is however much the car costs. So if they go up in price, you can't be like, oh, I'm just going to switch to this until they lower the price. You're kind of locked in. So it's kind of funny how you might be susceptible more to like not being able to get away from like you're either going to cancel it or you keep it, but you're
Right.
pretty much going to be locked into that. It's funny. But I guess the resale value is not that great on full self-driving. What you're saying, where like you could buy it and transfer the car, but you're never going to get that full value out of it.
No,
You got to
absolutely. It
sell.
doesn't really add any value.
Oh, really?
So the resale
man.
of it.
That's
Maybe minuscule. It's just like putting cooler wheels on it. And put cooler wheels, and might help you sell the car, but you're not going to.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's going to help you sell. It's like a selling point. Like, yeah, this one has to drive. They're really not going to pay extra for it.
Right. And it makes sense to me that it would stay with the owner, but I guess because from what I heard, like all Tesla vehicles have that functionality in the hardware. So it's like it would make sense to just tie it to the owner and let them have it either lifetime or for 30 years, 20 years. I don't know, something cool like that. If you can make it make sense like that, however much $100 a month times however many years.
Yeah, and the price and
make it cheap.
The way they do it has changed so many times.
Oh, okay. So it might not even be fully defined.
Some people got full self-driving for free. Some people had to pay $8,000. Some people had to pay $15,000. People paid $300 a month. And all over the place. Jump in the numbers.
Yeah. I think I would
today at $100 a month.
I would definitely.
One of my friends has one, and he's super cheap, very frugal.
Oh yeah.
And he doesn't have any justified spend $100 a month.
Oh yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amount of time.
And they give you a free trial on it. Buy a car, so you get hooked on it. You're like, "Wow, this is cool. I'm going to use this." So when they tell you now it costs money, you're like, "This is work."
How how well does it work in the cities, like in the local towns?
It's near perfect.
Okay.
If you look over in Austin, they have the robo taxi now,
Oh,
completely
that's
driverless
true.
Tesla.
Yeah.
It's the same software.
So the data's been
Well, not the data's there.
getting larger and larger.
It's near perfect. I mean, robo taxis are driverless already. So how far out are we from your car being completely driverless? Months, maybe a year out from where you can sit in the back seat of your own car and let it drive you around.
That's nuts.
The technology's there. So it's so close.
Yeah.
I'm saying that they've used full self driving. It keeps track of how often you use it. They said they've used it 90% of the time that their car is in drive. It's 90% in full self driving.
Yeah, I remember like getting to see what it felt like 5 to 10 years ago when my buddy had me, and it was super jerky, quick acceleration, quick stops. Like, oh man, this is cool. I would probably only use so. Man, the progress is insane in what it is now. But he's Tesla seems to always be trying new models,
Always innovating,
challenging,
collecting all the data, and getting better every day with AI.
Yeah, I heard one issue.
It was 6 months ago versus what it is today. It's jumps and leaps.
Yeah, it's like exponential. Yeah, for sure. I heard one issue with the models he was doing. Like he would be able to get loans for Tesla by having people prepay or put money down as a reserve list, which is pretty cool. But he also had some kind of guarantee with content creators that was saying like, if you promoted my vehicle or the Model Y, I'm giving you a free Model Y or something. If you generate enough traffic or something. But I saw a video recently on that where he ended up backing out of that and saying like he's not giving it out after they did all the promotion for him, like early in the business. I didn't know this until yesterday, but yeah, I heard some funny different business angles that he does that seems pretty cool. And we all know I think he wants to colonize Mars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw something.
Shoot for the moon, which is pretty hilarious, literally, if not further.
I saw something cool that put into perspective, and that is definitely Elon's end goal is going to Mars. Look at all of his business. He's got SpaceX to get there.
Yeah,
he's got the satellite technology to now patient there. I'm sure we can orbit satellites on Mars.
Yeah,
he has solar companies because the only energy you're getting off of Mars is solar. So now he's got a solar company. When he gets to Mars, he knows how to capture energy on Mars to create a solar. He's building robots because when we start going to Mars, it's going to be expensive to get there. So you're not going to have workforce there. He's going to be able to ship 100 robots over there. Now you have labor and workforce. So he's doing robots. Like everything he's doing in his businesses are, with the end goal of getting to Mars. He bought Twitter because he's building AI. So he has his own AI platform now.
I was going to ask about
the reason he needs AI is for AI learning. Of course, AI is just the thing.
It's everything.
So the reason why he bought Twitter was because Twitter has all this data of communications and learning models, and what people have been saying for however long Twitter's been open. Now he has all this data he can import into his AI and so much stuff about, human interaction and training AI. So everything he's doing, like, with AI, solar, cars, should any transportation there, it's all has to do with getting to Mars. And I thought that was really cool. Literally, his end goal is Mars. Makes me wonder if he's an alien or trying to get home back. Yeah,
does he know something we don't know? What's going on, Elon? Hit us up. Let us know.
That takes you back to having an end.
Right.
Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. I think I saw this morning he just surpassed $800 billion. That's more money you could ever need or spend or whatnot. So why do you still work 100 hours a week if you have $800 billion? It's because you have a goal higher than vision to get to Mars. He doesn't work for the money anymore. He works for the money in the sense that he could get more so that he has more money to buy more rockets and stuff like that.
Incrementally getting a little better at getting
cool just to get closer faster to Mars.
He's taking steps. It's pretty cool to see.
It brings you back to having a goal.
There's
a point in financial success that you don't need anything.
Yeah, where do you stop?
Whatever you want in your life. Your money, if your goal in life is just to have money, then once you get to a certain point of that money, then what? So you have to have a bigger and deeper goal. It's like getting to Mars.
Right.
Building a company that helps or feeding, or just a bigger vision, goals rather than money. There is a dollar.
Yeah.
You've had enough.
You gotta set it somewhere. It's kind of like gambling at a casino. Like, what's your pullout number? When do you want to stop betting? Like, you make $1 million, you can't stay at the casino until you lose it all. Eventually, you will. It's always stacked against. But same thing with like setting the goals in business. You kind of want to think about your dreams. I think there's a saying that's like, you don't really have a dream unless it scares you to a degree. So it's like your dream isn't really going to push you to the limits if it's not beyond your limits. So it needs to be something that you're kind of scared to do, but you aspire to do. So that's pretty cool with that kind of stuff. And I could see an $8 billion man being like, what dream? What dream's gonna scare me? It's got to be something no one's done before. Got to be something people joke about. So it makes sense if that's I mean,
going to Mars, or I mean, so
How
we're
high
going to continue talking about Tesla. He just announced that he's not making the Model S and Model X. You hear about that?
No.
So
that's the sports trim.
Yeah, the one I have is the Model S and the Model X. He's no longer making that. He's retooling that factory to make the humanoid robots. So what does he know that we don't know too? That are we there? I mean, I know their humanoid robots are out, but he is now shutting down half of the cars that he makes factory to build. That's a huge factory. How many robots is he going to be able to build there? How far off are we from having a robot in every home?
Yeah,
this humanoid robot. Like, that's like a huge step that he's cutting out those two cars to build robots now.
It seems like he's always wanting to stay on the cutting edge.
Yeah,
whether or not
he's way ahead. Man. I've never seen a robot in person. Type of,
I don't even know if
you see drones like autonomous type devices, but not.
I've seen the MIT ones and stuff like that can jump on boxes. I can't remember if I've seen a Tesla prototype. Maybe it's all white with a black screen on the face or something like that. I might have seen that. Interesting. Well, that's cool.
That was big news. Shutting down a car factory to build robots now, so he's still getting ahead. Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
They're gonna all that data he has with AI and how AI is advancing so quickly. I mean, we're not far off from having an AI robot in your house to do whatever, clean.
Yeah. What do you think will happen to vehicles like yours since they're discontinued?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know they're going to still have parts. Millions of them on the road. They're going to get parts and service.
I'm curious about upsell value.
The value is going to go up or down. Down because they don't make any more and it's harder to get parts or whatnot. Or it's going to go up because they don't make any more and now they're harder to get. I know I still love the Model S.
Yeah.
I still dream of having a Model S Plaid, the new Plaid. So are those values going to hold more? Because now the only people that have them,
right?
You can't get them from Tesla anymore. So I think maybe initially, people that didn't get their orders in now before the factory shuts down, there might be an initial jump of like, hey, values go up because they really want a car and buy a Tesla where you got to go get it. But maybe after time it'll go down, or maybe it'll continue going up.
Yeah, it might end up
because of course as time goes on, a lot of those cars are now going to be breaking and whatnot, so they're going to be less and less of them on the road, which maybe can make the value go up. The ones that are in good miles and still a lot of range on the battery.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting to see. Obviously, we hope that it goes up. Tesla, Elon always said that his cars are going to have great resale time because of the abilities, technology. Soon we're going to be able to own a car that can drive itself. Maybe it'll drive you to work, and then it'll go pick up other people and make money for us. Now you might have a car that's an income-generating asset.
Yeah, I hear people talking about that.
I don't know how far we are away from it, but it'll be very interesting in the next years. Automobiles, are they going to be people still going to own them? Of course, people are still going to be car guys.
Yeah.
10 years from now, are all cars going to be driverless, and you even own a car if you don't, you can just rent one, everything.
And that's just for like personal use. Like if you get into like people that make money driving vehicles, like one of the most unhealthiest one of the most unhealthy jobs you can have is driving across the country in an 18-wheeler. I know a lot of those people have like health issues and stuff. That could end up. I mean, he already released what a semi would look like.
It'd be on the road.
Oh, really?
There's a
Oh, man.
Tesla semi
So they could
on the road. Pepsi
take
bought a bunch
that
of
out
them.
too.
They're out there, and so those become driverless.
Yeah.
You got driverless AC. It's just the world's changing so fast with AI and technology. What does the year look like now? We're gonna have driverless AC. Probably the most dangerous thing you can do on Earth right now is drive a car. The car accident numbers are high. So now that these cars are getting smarter and driving themselves, the accident's going to go down very low to none. And then how does that change everything? And now more people are living. These attorneys can't chase after car accidents much. The whole world's going to be changing just because automobiles. Of course, we always talk about flying cars. When flying cars come, their drones will become a thing where you can land a drone in your front yard.
Yeah.
Those are starting to come. What does the future of transportation look like? It's wild to see. And that brings us back to, again, you're not getting up with the times, you're going to be left behind really quick.
And the times move faster and faster. So it's kind of scary when you're not.
You know how you look at your grandma and she doesn't know how to work her iPhone or iPad.
And that's
you don't want to be
30 years ago.
That 30 years from now, you don't want to be that person that doesn't know how to use the flying car. I don't want to keep up with the times. Car. Your later years in life, you're still able to enjoy life and not be so left behind with technology. Doesn't matter what you really want to stay educated, stay your brain flowing, and keep up with the times because it's not going to be fun to be left behind.
And I like the theory sometimes they talk about how, like, in movies or TV shows, they cover, like in sci-fi genres, they'll cover stuff that doesn't exist, but it's like the cutting edge where it's like, it exists. It's fun to play around with the theory that they're just prepping us, like Hollywood's just prepping us for what they already know exists in like military or like cutting edge areas where the public doesn't really know about it to acclimate us and be ready for when that technology exists. Like, hey, we've been hearing about AI since freaking Lost in Space, the movie, like Terminator, yeah. It's been around for like 50 years at least. Yeah. And now it's here, and it's like, it feels like real AI fun. Like, it felt like they had gimmicks in the past where it's like, oh, ask this thing anything. And you'll just get like a typical, something that might even be worse than the Google search. And you're like, oh, this is not what it should be or sold to be. But now it really does feel like AI's here, and it's insane. It's like a neural network and technology that just can spit out almost everything you need. So it's fun to play around with that theory there. Like, what are we learning about now? Time travels.
I'm getting anxious, wondering if that phone's actually still recording. It's our first time using a phone to record.
Yeah, mic's still on.
I'm gonna check. Yep, still recording. Almost an hour in. This is good.
Nice.
First podcast seems to be going well.
I think we'll have some cool little excerpts or shorts.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun too. If we just filmed 1 hour straight, we could probably extrapolate this to 100 different videos.
10-minute clips or
even 10-second clips should pull some quotes out of this.
Yeah,
this will be able to get a lot of content.
I'm excited. We can. I know we talked about stuff today that we feel like we always talk about, I think. So it'll be fun to kind of come up with some stuff that maybe we haven't talked to each other about before that we can go over. That, I don't know. Like, the thing is, like, we can't. It's hard to initiate. We don't know how much we know certain stuff. Like, I play video games with friends. I don't think you play video games at all. TV shows, movies, it'd be fun. A lot of my friends do keep up with Elon Musk, so I was able, I know a lot about that kind of cool stuff. Latest technology is fun, but stuff going around locally would be cool too. Talking about Central Parish, what we're seeing. Like, we got not to name drop, but we got to talk about re-elect Sheriff Bobby the other day.
Yeah.
At the announcement of the ribbon cutting ceremony for Tractor Supply. So that's neat.
Yeah, it's cool to network in the community and meet important people and let her make differences.
And yeah,
help each other.
And they even go over a lot of stuff that we're talking about. Like you said last night, you were at a meeting that went over some cool AI info.
Right.
I was like,
you're talking about AI, got me fired up about.
Yeah, you got me fired up, and you sent me a picture, and I was like, I guess this is all I get. He's not gonna tell me what actually happened. But no, it was cool. It was cool. Just gonna need to deep diving into local stuff.
Yeah, and I think I'd really like to this podcast to be able to add value to this. So it motivates somebody, and hopefully today, even if we just out of this video inspire one person to do their podcast in years or something. If there's anything in your life that saying, I should do that. I should do that. Anytime you say I should, just go out and do it. Just execute. That way you're not, using your brain bandwidth, teaching your brain that you don't execute, you don't do things, and just do it and learn from it. And even if it's terrible and sucks and whatnot, now you're not saying it for a year like I should do that. I should do it. Just do it. Get it out the way.
And it's always going to be bad the first time you do it. Yeah. It's never going to be like this is going to be embarrassing to us in a month from now if we do several more. Going back and watching this first one.
Right, but it'll also be kind of cool. Like if we didn't start then, we wouldn't be where we are now.
But it's also cool. Like the more you do something for the first time, the more you know how to kind of handle it.
Yeah, so then it's easier to start new things in general. The more you start, the more you just do something for the first time, the easier it is the next thing for the first time.
Yeah.
Like okay, and it's a completely different thing. Doing something for the first time, like, hey, I can.
Yeah.
I don't have to be nervous. I can do this for the first time. I can do this. So just building this habits, comfort. It's always still going to suck.
Yeah, and it's one of the I learned yesterday watching about how the mind works. It's cool to take something that you kind of know and tie it to something new. It helps you recollect, learn it, and absorb it better. So, I'm not saying you do something new for the first time, you don't have anything to compare it to, but you have done a lot of things for the first time recently. So
sure.
You can even tie it to stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You can be like, oh, I know what those feelings are. There's something relatable in it. And finding that helps everything else come together, compartmentalize it, and compile it. So,
have you ever done an ice bath or a cold bath?
I've never done. No. Well, yes, but before it was cool.
Yeah.
I'm one of the old school guys. No. Yeah. Like in high school, I would throw javelin all day during our season at Sanoma, and it would be a lot of wear and tear on your arm, your elbow and stuff. So sometimes, even my legs sometimes would get sore. So sometimes I'll go into my trainer room and they'd say, okay, you're going to do hot and cold whirlpools, but you're going to do full body. You're going to do I think it's 45-second increments bounce between the two. So I never did how long could I do a cold or stuff like that, but I would get in cold pool with ice and the water circulating so I wouldn't adjust. And I would sit in there for felt like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. I guess depends on the rotation time. But I would do the bouncing between the two. And apparently, he was a big believer. I think Coach Arsenault, over there, he was a big believer in cycling, going between the two to help recovery, not just sitting in hot or sitting. So that was awesome.
That's health benefits aside. We're on the topic of just doing things.
Yeah.
Getting in a cold bath is hard.
Oh, right.
The hardest part is just jumping in.
Right.
So, again, health benefits aside, just if you did a cold bath every day, even if it's just for that first 10 seconds, doing hard things, you're teaching your mind you can do hard things.
Right.
Because it is going to suck the first 10 seconds. This podcast we're recording right now, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm Ricky Bobby over here. I don't know what to do. But after you do it, you keep doing it. You train your mind. I can do hard things. It's going to suck, but every time you do it, it sucks just a little bit less. Because the hardest part is not even getting in; it's making decisions to get in.
Yeah.
Especially, and then kind of going to Mel Robbins' 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule. If you sit there for 2 minutes, nervous about it, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. But if you just say, "Hey, I'm taking a cold bath," and you just jump in, it's easier.
Yeah.
It's the hardest part is just making the decision. So, cold bath is kind of a good example. The process of how to do hard things. If you think about it, it's not going to take long. Just jump in.
Yeah.
Get over with it.
I try to find.
As soon as you get started, get that momentum. It's easier.
Yeah, I try to find.
It's easier and easier.
Definitely easier. I find that sometimes there's a balance. Well, I try to find balance in everything, but I try to find the balance between not letting myself feel and jumping in versus never letting myself feel and being avoiding the feelings. So it's sometimes it's like, oh, I do need to feel that anxious a little bit, but I don't need to let it control me. But I also don't need to shove it down and be like, no, that doesn't exist. Or like, I mean, you have feelings for a reason, so it's good to reflect on them. But I definitely believe in it. Just go, know what you're feeling, re- respect it, but don't let it control you. Just shoot through and be true. So I think a lot of that's going to balance out. Because sometimes you'd be like, man, I'm gonna eat like a bag of chips, and I feel like crap, but let me shove that down and just keep going. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I should kind of reflect on what I'm feeling psychologically, but also physically. Like, why am I still hungry after eating all that? It was 2,000 calories. It's like, oh, maybe that's not good for me. Maybe plant, vegetable, seed oils has low satiety or something that I need to stick more towards animal fats, animal oils, and something. So learning stuff like that. So maybe it's like I learned recently. It's actually higher satiety to the exact example is bag of chips versus pure butter. You'll get fuller faster, less calories if you eat just butter than chips. Like it's you're gonna take in less calories and all that cool stuff just because the sources of the oil
Right.
from whatever. Not saying like butter is high in saturated fat stuff like that. So there's cons to that too.
Sure.
Eating
It's not
just
exactly
butter,
healthy,
but
but that's what you're saying.
yeah,
It'll fill you up and get that full sensation.
that's why it's cool to lean towards like pork rinds or even just cook some bacon if you want something you're craving. Because you'll get sick of bacon faster than anything else that's plant based. Popcorn, chips, cookies, stuff like that. Even cookies are like you make them at the house. We use butter. If you buy them from the store, they put vegetable oils in because they're easier to consume larger amounts. It's interesting to look at that. So looking into that kind of stuff is cool. But yeah, that all just goes to reflecting on how you feel and not ignoring it, but also being in control of it. So I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some more like this.
Yeah.
Excited
A
to
couple
talk about
different
other stuff.
topics.
Yeah.
Current events or business struggles or personal development. Good topics.
Yeah, it's hard to say let's do current topics while avoiding political stuff because it seems like in the world it's a huge push to consume that stuff. Like everyone's talking about it. The whole stimulation is keeping emotions high. So in that mental state, it snowballs. You want to live in it. So my goal is to try to like I feel like it's a time consumer. It doesn't really
Right.
it doesn't help us. Like what's happening in our life, what's happening on this plane over here isn't really. And when I say plane, I'm not saying location. I'm saying like a different re- region of work either, but a different medium. Yeah, it's happening in a different medium. It doesn't happen our real
focus on getting value out of this for ourselves and
don't let that control you. Yeah.
Nobody watches this and we document this for ourselves so we can reflect on and learn and do hard things.
Just figure it out. Make it make sense.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Add value.
Yeah.
Move forward. Do hard things.
Do some shout outs for some other companies in the area. Shane.
Shane got my haircut yesterday.
Falcon Choir. Yeah, I got mine scheduled. I'm gonna go holler at him here in a minute and see what schedule works for him. But yeah, some cool stuff like that. We got a lot going on. So there should always be something to gap about. And I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that people might want to know about going on in the area too. I mean, not to talk about food and stuff, but looking at new restaurants we can get in the area. I mean, I think one of the biggest sleepers recently is Hot Tails. That's been here for over a year at least. And
longer than that.
When I try to ask friends if they want to go there, they're like, "What's that?"
Wow.
I think it's pretty impressive to get to show stuff like that.
Deep dive on all that. I mean, how many businesses out there have been around for years and probably know about?
Yeah.
The marketing, brand awareness, and people living in their small circles. There's so many things that go into having a successful restaurant that people don't know about. Everybody's living different lives, and how do you market to the different types of people that might be
right?
worry out, whether it's referrals or marketing. But the Knot Hills is right here, but I can see how somebody in Dallas has never been. They know what it is because you're living in a little bit different circle in the marketing.
Yeah. Or even all the places that are closing, like Salvation Army closed. I think that was over a year ago too. And I'm still in my mind, I'm like, oh, that was recent. So that's used to be by Carlico. I think that's a dance studio now. A lot of places in Dallas should either closing or becoming a new store or stuff like that. So a lot of stuff going on in the area. It's cool to all stay on top of it. Just help us all out.